Hello, my name is Eric Lindstedt with the California Auto Museum in Sacramento, California. I'm a docent here at the California Auto Museum as well as a member of the pit crew. The pit crew is the team of mechanics and restorers who take care of our museum-owned cars. Overall, we have a good 150 cars on display, and the vehicle I have behind me is a very special truck. It's a 1941 K1 pickup truck, and it happens to be my truck. It hasn't looked this way for its entire life. I've owned it for over 40 years, but when I first got it, it was a total basket case. It did run, sort of, but it took the 6-7 years of my past years to get this thing in the shape that it is. It had been in storage, it was ripped apart. I had done some work on the engine, but I actually let it sit in storage for so long. After one wife, 2 children, an additional career, I was able to spend some time working on the truck. This truck is powered by a 233 cubic inch flathead 6-cylinder engine known as the Green Diamond. This particular engine from the factory had 93 horsepower. Not so bad in the day in 1941, but it had 181 pound-feet of torque, which was quite powerful for its era. It produced its torque at very, very low RPM, about 800 to 1,000 RPM, 181 pound-feet of torque. The car, like I said, was an entire basket case. I took this down to bare metal. Every nut and bolt had been refurbished. Every bearing surface has been replaced or renewed. That's inclusive of the engine, transmission, rear axle, all suspension components. The restoration on the body was challenging. As I said, it was a together running truck, sort of. You'd turn to the right, it would go to the left. Rust spots all over it and so on. So basically everything had to be taken down to bare metal. That means media blasted with coal slag, metal prepped with chemicals, and then prime coated in an epoxy primer, a polyester primer surfacer, 2 or 3 coats, and then 3 coats of acrylic urethane. This is considered a single stage paint. I wanted it to look as authentic as possible. The color match is very, very close to the original International Red. It is considered a single stage paint. It's not clear coated like a modern car, but it has been sanded and color sanded and buffed to this sheen that you have today. Nice features for 1941 included things like sealed beam headlights. The engine itself has hardened valve seats. 1941, that was quite innovative. The hardened valve seats allow you to use modern fuels of the day, but back then it was an issue of heavy dutiness. Internationals were a bit more expensive than the typical Ford or Chevy of its era. And again, the K models built from 41, 40, and then after the war, 46, they continued. 47, 48, 49 were considered KBs, slightly different, more cosmetic than anything. The K models have a gear shifter on the floor. The KBs have a shifter on the columns, 3-speed on the tree, as they would say. The interior is all restored to its original configuration. The brown upholstery, surprisingly, this was the original color. Red and brown. Post-war Internationals typically had green upholstery. All of the gauges work. Everything has been refurbished. I even have a sticker here which basically reflects the mileage of the car. When I restored the speedometer, it was actually still working. I had to do some work on it to get it to be reliable, but it has about 78,000 original miles. It definitely was used as a truck. Back here we have an interesting bed. This is the 7.5-foot optional bed of the time. They had configurations of 6.5 and 7.5. For the half-ton K1 truck, you could also get a flat bed. Sometimes you could go to the dealership and they'd actually build you a specialty bed depending on what your uses were. As I mentioned, a lot of these International trucks for heavy-duty services on farms, commercial uses in industry as well. Spare tire is under here. It's currently licensed as a historical vehicle in the state of California, and it runs beautifully. Just took it out this morning, gave a friend a little bit of a ride. We do take this on car tours, car displays, and it has been in one competitive judged event. That was the International Harvester Sierra Fall Rally in 2023. Lots of trucks were on display. Internationals ranging anywhere from Scouts to old trucks like this. We had 11 trucks in our truck class, which was the pre-61. I think we had 4 or 5 K models of themselves. At the end of the day, I was very honored. We took best of the class of the trucks. Over 100 trucks represented. We were able to receive the best restoration and best of show for the 2023 International Harvester Sierra Fall Rally. All of the parts that are shiny have been either re-chromed or refurbished. This front end was quite a challenge as it was all caved in at one point in time. We really enjoyed the truck. I've always loved the look of the truck and the styling of the truck, given the fact that that's a 1941 style. And again, heavy duty, even to the extent that International Harvester would actually wire some of the nuts and bolts together so they wouldn't fall off. It's somewhat like they would do with a tractor. But we just took it out this morning, runs beautifully. As I mentioned, it can go about probably top speed of about 60, 65 if you really push it, but it really likes the 45 to say 50 miles per hour for a cruise and a nice tour. So hopefully you enjoy taking a look at my 1941 International K1 pickup truck. It's here currently at the California Auto Museum, where we have, as I mentioned, 150, 160 cars off and on, and for you to come and enjoy here at the museum. Thank you very much.